Talking about putting your money where your mouth is, make your prediction. I'll bet you $1,000 for charity or profit that within 3 years will be confirmed that some UFOs originate from none. I mean, like, spiritually, I would take a bet like this, of course, obviously. But the problem is going to be in the what is considered proof, because if in this time, if like 3 unconfirmed individuals from the Pentagon working with alien aircraft go on the record and say blah blah, then it's like, okay, yeah, the do you know right at the bottom? Reasonable criteria is for a win. Future findings in the ongoing ICIG investigation or presentation by relevant House/Senate committees verifying the recent. What do we mean by verifying? Like the guy says, oh yeah, I saw the alien craft. Official announcement by the White House, DOD, NASA, or another major academic institution like Harvard. I would accept this. Peer-reviewed paper published in a credible journal from academia confirming some UFOs are of non-human. I would accept this. Multiple corroborating major mainstream media sources that have multiple former CIA, DNI, DOD. I don't care about ever. With first-hand eyewitness knowledge going on. I would take these two. Your stance that you believe aliens are likely real but haven't on Earth? I don't even know if I believe aliens are real. They might be, but I don't think we'll ever find any for the future of the human existence.
Is uninstall the game. Number 1. I mean, don't get a mistaken. This year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team. I'll tell you right now, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest for the 2-time.
Do we still not know why Doc was banned? Maybe someday I'll tell you. If the right people in real life die, I'll leak it for you, okay? But if it hasn't come out at this point, my guess is it's probably never coming out. Although the circle of people that seem to know is getting larger and larger. Or was, but it's been like years, so I don't know at this point. I'm not sure.
There are people in Twitch that are 100% saying, listen, if you do this, people are going to be...
Yes, he is more loyal to... He's more loyal to Nick Merckx having his skin than his own wife. I know, yes. He's more loyal to that. I mean, he's also more loyal to Shungite, really. Bro, up the Shungite. You know what I mean? Just add a little bit more Shungite to that diet. Put it around La Casa. Okay.
I wish, one of the things that I hate the most about like the quote unquote edgy progressives today is they're like, they think like, Hasan like thinks he's very like edgy, but it's always in like the most safe fucking way possible. Like, wow, you're going in hard on DrDisRespect. Like, so brave with a stolen LSF joke. Like, so brave, dude. Ugh. Hold on, I have to bring attention to this because it is the fakest fuck shit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Hold on. Wait, oh no. I thought I saved it on my Reddit account. Did I not save it? Somebody... What was the video yesterday where there was some American girls like, I was in Britain and the ambulance was so expensive. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Somebody please link me this. Oh god, what was it? Fuck, I thought I saved it on my Reddit account. God, this virtue signal cuck shit is actually so fucking lame.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America...
So I moved to the UK about 10 years ago for university, and literally my very first night there, I was fresh off the plane. It was Freshers Night, which is like the whole first week of university in the UK. You like go out drinking at like different bars or whatever. And we went out drinking, and this one girl that I was with got so drunk that on the way back home to our student accommodation, she was like, oh, I need to sit down. And she sat down and she just like passed out, and we could not wake her up. Like the girl was just like dead to the world, it seemed like. And immediately the people I was with was like, we need to call an ambulance. And being an American, I was like, we cannot call an ambulance. Like I had just met this girl. I had no idea if she could afford an ambulance. So I was like begging them not to call an ambulance. And they were looking at me like, do you want this person to die? Like, what is wrong with you? So they called an ambulance. The ambulance came. They like checked her out. Like she was, you know, alive or whatever. And they took her to the hospital. And I was like hysterical because
I don't know what you're gonna say, but this literally happens all the time. No, shut the fuck up. It does not happen all the time. Maybe if somebody's like, oh, I got a headache or I feel really sick, like, should I call the ambulance? Like, no, let's drive your ass to the hospital. But if somebody's like on the ground, like fucking pass the fuck out, nobody's saying shit like, oh no, like hold on, the ambulance is too expensive. Bullshit. I'm calling cap 500 caps on that bullshit ass statement. This is some shit that some Gen Zer dreamed up, okay? She literally said that she went to study abroad in the UK. Her family is rich as fuck, and this is what they imagine poor people's lives are like. Like, poor people must be really scared because the cops are killing them all the time. The CIA is selling them crack constantly. Ambulances are ambushing them for $1,500 bills, no matter what. Bullshit. No shot. If somebody is passed out and fucking dying, people are calling a fucking ambulance.
I was like, oh my God, I've like just moved here and I've like potentially ruined this person's life by like putting them in medical debt for the next God knows how long by calling.
How much do you think a fucking ambulance is? Like, come on, like, I've ruined this person's whole life. Like, they suck, sure, but
an ambulance. And like they brought me home, they sat me down and they were like, what are you freaking out about? And I explained what I was so worried about and they were like, ambulances are free, hospitals are free, what is wrong with you?
It's like $8K. Pretty sure it's like the average cost for an ambulance in the United States, I think, is around $1,500 or less.
And like, I hadn't realized until that point that healthcare in the UK was
that's if you have no insurance whatsoever.
Free. And I still, to this day, like, get nervous every time I have to call an ambulance.
Like, listen to this statement.
Nervous every time I have to call an ambulance.
How many fucking ambulances are you calling, Chief? Why is everybody dropping dead around you? Maybe they're trying to kill themselves to get away from how fucking retarded you are. Get the fuck out of here.
But
also, nobody's saying anything this whole time. It's like, oh, I'm gonna call the ambulance, and this girl's like, no, oh, it's so expensive. Is this like a sitcom where nobody's saying anything to her? Like, oh, bro, don't worry about the cost. It's like, no, don't do it. She's like diving for the phone to try to save this stranger's financial history or future. Like, come on. I'm 31 years old in the U.S. and I've never been in a situation where I need to call the ambulance. I think I've seen it twice in my life. Once is when my grandpa got a heart attack, and the other is when my friend growing up got hit by a car. How sorry are the comments? I think a few people were calling cap on this. I thought there were. Oh, wait. 43 comments. This isn't the original. Hold on. Oh, this isn't the political revolution sub. Oh, I thought some... Wait, every time you call an ambulance? Does calling an ambulance happen a lot there? I remember going into septic shock once, and I was still like, nah, let me Uber my ass to the hospital instead. If you're going septic, aren't you, like, dying? How long to die once septic shock? Condition can kill an affected person as little as... That's 3 stages of sepsis. This says within 12... As little as 12 hours, within a few days. You're good. Yeah, fuck it. I would Uber to the hospital. Fuck that. What does Dr. House say about ambulances? To steelman her point, I think she was hesitant to call the ambulance for a drunk person. They'd be all right, and yoinking $2K out of their bank account for possible non-life-threatening emergency. Sure, I mean, like, there might be a few reasons why you wouldn't call an ambulance, but none of them has to do with healthcare being too expensive. Usually it has to do with, like, this is retarded. Like, I think when me and Mel were in Amsterdam or Copenhagen, I think there was somebody was having a bad trip on an edible, and her 2 friends ended up calling the ambulance, and it's like they sat there, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, they're not gonna pump her stomach for it's fucking weed. You're just gonna have to sit there and suffer for a couple hours. Like, what are you gonna do?